let's start the show and let's get things on the roll. Oops. Welcome to Taekwondo. Today we're going to talk about networking and especially about a set of tools by Ubiquity, which is a firm that my dad bought a access point from, and he is liking it very much, so I decided on doing it myself as well. But of course, like I always do, I want to involve you, the community, with how it works, what it is, etc., etc. Like I said in the pre-show, but I'm gonna a very short version about it. I currently have a 7-year-old gear, and it's not working as I want it to work, and that is basically a problem because I want to have some, let's say, I want to have a full-on equipment that actually works whenever I need it. So that is what I'm going to do today. Right, so today we're going to talk about this box over here, the Ubiquity UniFi AP-AC Pro. Now, this is only what they call an access point, and an access point is, let's say, an extender of your Wi-Fi, or you can actually, if you have a router that doesn't have a Wi-Fi connection, you can actually add one of these or multiple of these so that you have a bigger signal. So your signal can reach the whole office or home. Now, before I start with the unboxing, I have to tell you what I'm going to do, because this by itself will not be the end goal. So the idea is to upgrade my current network, which is in this house where I have some Wi-Fi issues, to a robust network that has routers, which are PoE, which is Power on Ethernet. I will have one or multiple of these depending on the outcome. And I also will have a security component, so like a firewall kind of a component, and also a management console. So we have multiple components that we will be buying over time. And my idea is that every month I will add a component to my network, and you will be part of that, so we can do everything together. I'm also going to install it right now in the show, so so you know what's going to happen and how it works, etc., etc., etc. So I see that Paul is also in the house. Welcome, Paul. Great of you to be here. Amy says that was nice, and she's referring to a t-shirt earlier on in the show. And Jordan says UniFi APs are awesome, and I hope that he is right, because that will be also great for us. So let's start the unboxing process, because that is of course also important. And to do that, I have actually this shot over here. Boom. All right, so this is the XX. That's interesting. Okay, well, we'll see what happens there in a few seconds. Let's do this. Let's unbox this right now. This is the UniFi AP-AC Pro, and you can just unbox it like this. And let's open it up. And this is what is inside. So there's a quick start guide over here. So yeah, cool. They have a manual in there, and you know what we do with manuals here in the show, like this. Let me get the correct but that's what I wanted to show you right there. Okay, so let's unbox it. So some parts to make sure that it's not going to scratch. So this is the AP, which is basically a disc where it's very thin, it's light, it doesn't feel like it's very robust, but it does do the job. If I watch the I said the schematics and the reviews, etc. Some mounting stuff, which we probably will do later. The software defined network, also another part which we will not read, of course. That's not the way that we work here. And this is also a product which is the PoE insertion tool. So what you have here basically are a powered device where you have two network cables. One goes into the LAN, so the network, and one goes to the access point, the PoE part. So that is that part right there. Some cables and again some mounting stuff, which we will not do at this moment. So that's all what's in the box. And so that's what's all in the box. And let's go into the access point itself. Let me see if there's some other stuff here. We did not mount it on the wall. Amy says we're just hanging around. Yep, we are hanging around. We really like hanging here at the tech condo. So this is it, and what it actually has is it has two ports. So let me go through to this shot again. Right there, it has two connectors here, three connectors actually, and I can actually move this. Let me try to do that like this. So there you go. And you can just remove this very easily. And there you have a network and another network. So the one is the one that is on the left-hand side is what they call the main. That's where you can actually connect your network cable in, and on the other hand is another side. There's also a network cable, and that's actually for a pass-through. So you can actually pass through to a other device or another AP. The only thing is that I think that this port is not PoE. Only this port is PoE. So that's for your information. And there's a reset button, which is handy sometimes, I think, and a USB for maintenance. And that is basically the whole system. All right. So let me see if there are some questions. They are called a PoE injector. Jordan says, yes, that is indeed the case. Jordan, absolutely great. Why is it not coming? Oh, there you go. So Jordan says it's called a PoE injector, and that is definitely the case. And in the meantime, I'm going to fix something which I don't know what has happened here. Okay, well, we'll see later. Okay, cool. All right, now we're here again. Let's try to hook this up. So this is just a cable here, and let's just get that off and put it into the PoE injector like this. And let's put in a network cable, which of course I happen to have here. So that is the LAN. So this is actually connected to the LAN like this, right there. And then I have a different cable lying around, and that's this one. And that is to go to the Ubiquity right there. And this goes into the Ubiquity access point. in the main, so you have to check which one is the main. So that's this one right there. Like this. And now it only needs some power, and for that I need to go very quickly below the table, so to speak. So just give me a few seconds to go below the table. I will just show it that like this, so that you can see that I'm actually doing that. All right. And it is right there. All right. So, all right. Now that we're back, it is already powering up, and you don't see it here, I think, but it's actually lighting up a little bit like blue-white light. Jordan actually has a little bit more information, so that he says port can also be used for network bonding. Thank you, Jordan, for that information. I think that is valuable. So let's do this. Let's see what we now need to do. So on the manual, which we don't read, of course, there is, of course, a passage that you actually have to install software. Now, I did prepare it a little bit, of course, you can imagine that. So I actually installed it, and you can actually install it from the website. So I'm going to show you the website right now. So that is this one. Yep. So you go to the Ubiquity website that is on ubnt.com. You go to downloads, and on downloads you can actually find the where is it? Not the firmware, the documentation. That's something that we don't do. UniFi. There you go. There you go. Software. The UniFi controller for macOS or the Windows controller. Those you need to install. Of course, I've done that before. In order to make it a little bit faster for you guys. Actually, the thing is that it actually installs two software packages. One is called UniFi, and the other is called UniFi Discover. And the strange thing is that you're not able to have both at the same time. So first you need to discover, then you need to close down that software package, and then go to the next one. So if I do a search on UniFi on my system, you can actually see right. Let me get that organized for you guys like this. There you go. You can see I have a UniFi Discover, and I've got UniFi. And don't look at my desktop. So the UniFi Discover, if I click on that one, it will show you the UniFi Discover tool, and it will ask you if it's okay to accept network connections. I am allowing it. And there you will find the UniFi AP AC Pro, and you can actually say manage right there, and it says here something about that you need to put it on set inform, so I'm going to do that. So that's it. That's all I can do in this application. And now I have to go to the other application. So I really need to shut this down, and then only then I can actually run the other tool like this. So that is now also done. And it takes a while because it's actually starting up a web service. And when I say launch, boom, there it comes. And here you are in the wizard. I see some people have some comments, so let's do that first before I go into the other parts. So first of all, Tanya is in the house. Welcome, Tanya. Great of you to be here. Amy says, that she likes the control software. It has a lot of features. Well, we're going to discover that together a bit in this show. That is great. And I also see my dad. He has also some additional information. He says, I believe the second Ethernet port can be used as a switch, so you can add a PC or something else. That is also interesting. And Jordan says, you use both of the at the same time, which is great. And my dad says he is correct. And I love that you guys are interacting with each other. Great of you. I love this community. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for doing that. So let's go into the application again. So here you can see the startup of the application. It says the select your country, which is, in my case, not the United States, but Netherlands, right there. And that's Brussels, Copenhagen, Madrid, Paris. That's correct. Enable auto backup. Yep, that is okay. And we say next. It sees the application, oh sorry, the access point. So we're gonna manage this one. And then it will start to ask for a secure SSID and a security key. So let's put that in. So the secure SSD will be Dagobah. And the security key will be something that I'm not going to tell you what that will be. So that's this one. And then it says enable guest access. No, we don't like that. Say next. Okay, controller access, controller name, etc. I will not show that part to you guys, unfortunately, but you can fill in the username, the password, the admin, etc. So unfortunately, I have to go away for a bit in order to make that happen. So that's like this. So I'm now filling in the username, a password, the email address, password. Oh, that's not good enough. It's fine. I'll just add some additional characters. Huh? Not so. Good. Okay. It's good. Device. Okay. So I am now going in, checking it. If there is something that you're not okay. Finish. Please enter your cloud login. Okay. So let's put this in. Note this is not the okay. So now it's asking, and I'm gonna show it very briefly to you, but I need to let me get another application so that I can show you the screen without showing you something else. Notes. So let me put it in notes. Notes. Yep, it's fine. Notes. Just open notes and just. Like this, get a little bit rid of it, like this. Now I need to have something which is like this. Can I just do this? Yep, I can just do this. I don't care. All right, so this is the tool. So it says login. Cloud login credentials. Please enter your UBNT.com account credentials, etc. And I don't have an account, so I'm just gonna say I have no account. So I'm gonna add that now. So I am going to say no account, register. So I'm actually now registering on Ubiquity Networks, which is like so. Like so. So I'm just saying create account, My first name, yeah, that's not a secret. So let's do that. My last name is not a secret, so that's fine. And the other stuff, unfortunately, I have to then remove again. Sorry for that, guys, but yeah, security, yeah. So let's do that. Like this. Password. Like this. And register. And thank you for registering. And can I go back to the wizard and log in, I think. Let me check if that is the case. Enable cloud access. Okay, so now I am in this screen right here. So I just filled in my username, my password, and some other stuff. And I now again need to fill in my password. So it's a little bit awkward of having that a few times. And Jordan actually says you can also run the controller in the cloud too. Well, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. But you can also use the controller locally. So that is both, I think, very great that is possible. Anyway, so let's log in. So I'm going to do that again, of course, like this. Maybe it's like this. Yeah. Remember me. Oopsie. All right. I'm in. So now I can show you what it looks like. So this is the tooling that I have currently set up very quickly. And you see a lot of information. You see the latency, the throughput, and you also see the active devices, which is currently only one. It's on 2.4 gigahertz, and it can also run on 5 gigahertz. And this is the device right there, and then you can click on it, and then you find the information on that device. And there's some other stuff as well. This is the dashboard. These are the statistics, so you can really see what's going on, how many clients are in, and what you're doing. You can actually build a map on where the access points are. Now, this is not how my condo looks like, by the way. It's all the devices. Again, that was the one that we just talked about. The clients, which are currently none. And some insights on a lot of different things that still need to figure out what it is. So that is very briefly, briefly, I think that we had a very thorough investigation on what the points are to install an access point. Now, beside this access point, like I said prior, I'm going to upgrade to a few things. I'm going to also buy next month a PoE router, so I can actually directly connect this access point to the router. Also, I am going to buy that security tool where it's a little bit of a firewall. And what we're now doing in the cloud, so this application that I'm showing you right now, this application actually is running not locally but in the cloud. And of course, because of security constraints, etc., I would like to have that in my own tech condo. That's the reason why I'm actually going to move that. With a kind of like a dongle, which you can buy separately, which is a server. I'm going to use it locally. So this is the first part of a 3-part system. And actually, the one thing that I just want to show you for the last time is that it now is also glowing very nicely blue. And hopefully I can show it to you right there. Let's give it, there you go. A very nice blue feel to it. I find it really Apple-ish. I don't know, but it's really really nice. Um, Sorry. Jordan actually says something which I don't understand. He says, you only have one circle filled in. Yes, at this moment I only have one circle filled in, but I think that once I can actually start using this product, then that would be great. And of course, at this moment I have not yet installed all kinds of clients, etc. on it, but I also want to make sure that I stop this show on time so that you guys can have a great rest of the day. So thank you very much for your attendance. It was really great of you that you were here, especially thanks to these guys. I know that there were some X-axis there. I will figure out what is going on, who am I forgetting or something, but I will make that up to you if that is you. But thank you very much to you guys right over there. Oh, there's some. Before I forget, before I go, there are some comments. So let's go through the comments one more time. So René says, "Can you turn off the light?" Yes. This is fully configurable. You can also turn it off because, of course, if you have this in your well, if you have it in your bedroom, you don't want to have that blue light lighting up the whole time. That's not what you want. But I like lights, you know, right? You can see it, but I like lights. Amy says it looks like a spaceship. That is definitely the case. Amy, thank you by the way for being on YouTube. So this program is both on Facebook and on YouTube live. For in the case you haven't noticed. Also, my dad says there are two-factor login is also possible, and it's highly recommended. And I agree with that. So let's figure out how to set it up, and we'll talk about it in a later show, which will be roughly a month from now. That's roughly where I'm aiming for, because again, I am trying to spread the cost, having immediately some benefit without spending the whole lot in one time. And Jordan says the correction PoE switch, PoE switch. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry. Anyways, thank you so much for your time. Also, special thanks to you guys over here. Thank you very much. Again, the X-axis, I will check that out. Who am I forgetting? It's probably because of the problems that we had in the pre-show that probably have typed something wrong somewhere. So, but thank you for everything. Also, before I forget, we have a website at techcondo.net where you will find, I had that open, but not now anymore. Let me open it up again. techcondo.net. And on that website, you will see like this. You can actually see all the important videos lined up here. And of course, you can also support the show, and supporting the show is really important because we want to build this community. And there are 4 different levels of doing that. You can support me $5, $10, $20, and $50. And it doesn't matter which one you take, you are awesome. That is really important. And if you have that support done, you'll get some nice extras like a behind the scenes camera, which is right there, which is real looking this way, and so you can actually see what I'm seeing. And also something else is popping up, and I will be going live with this this coming week, and that is my own merchandise. Yes, we have merchandise. This is the website that is already there. You can see some sweaters with some cool logos on it, like this one over here, a really nice Tech Condo logo. But also, for instance, this one with a little bit of a funny studio look. So those will also be available very, very shortly. So that is what I wanted to say, and I get a lot of interaction going. David says bye later. Bye. David says bye. David again. You really you have to see this, guys. This is too much. I'm not gonna handle this guy. This. Let me show you this. So, this is what I see, guys. So I see David and Geeks Live, and I'm totally lost with that. But that's totally fine. All right, that's it. And that's right. One more last comment that I just saw in my eye. René just bought the mug, which I forgot to show you, but that is totally okay. Again, thank you very much for your time, and I hope to see you next week. Same time, same channels, and I wanted to say same bedtime, but that's a little bit, yeah, awkward. Anyway, bye.